You know, to come in here and pick up a comic and, you know, read about, you know, superheroes doing these, you know, super fanatical things, it's easy to just sort of pull back and just take a break from, you know, all that drama and just be like, man, this is crazy.
In 2000, the newspaper industry earned $48 billion, but this figure was entirely gained from printed newspapers. From 2000 to 2001, revenues dropped 9% to $44 billion. Earnings were temporarily stalled during the mid-2000s, but in 2009, revenues dropped to $27 billion. In this decade alone, the newspaper industry has fallen 44%, nearly half of the entire industry. During this decline, almost 15,000 jobs have been lost. Newspapers let go 6,000 journalists and 5,900 newsroom workers in 2009 alone. Printed magazines have been in decline as well, and many magazines have gone out of print into digital form. However, there has been one form of printed media that hasn't lost many sales to the digital takeover of the literature world. The comic industry has been flourishing for over 50 years.
It's got a little bit of everything, but it carries what I want, basically. I mean, that's all it comes down to, is it carries more of what I want compared to other stores in the area.
Besides comics, we sell a lot of action figures, some tied to comics, some tied to, like, you know, movies, posters, same deal, t-shirts, magic cards. The way we do things here is we pretty much just compare our sales from year to year. This month, we're pretty much just trying to match what we did last year, and most of the time we get pretty close. We ourselves, this store hasn't seen much of a decrease. DC Comics earlier this year put into effect a whole new pricing change. Comics for the past few years have been fluctuating from $2.99 to anywhere between like $4.99. DC is going with this whole new initiative of making sure all of their issues are just $2.99. I think movies really help like an immense amount with the sales of comics. Being completely honest, I don't feel like we've been affected too much by the decline. So it's really hard for us to say whether we've been affected by that drought. I honestly do believe because of where we are, our location really helped us out in keeping our sales. I didn't even know there was a decline like that. I still feel like people really do prefer physical formats over digital formats. I believe it's like CBR and things like that hasn't affected us just yet.
They can download it like that. I think that people get turned on to stuff that they wouldn't normally find. I know people that have bought the print versions because they read the online versions.
In September of 2011, DC Comics will be releasing digital copies of their comics the same day as the print versions come out. The effects of this will not damage the printed industry, for the most part, because of the loyal audiences and enthusiasts that comic books have attained over the years. However, comic producers will have to adjust to the bitter truth that as books and newspapers go digital, so will comics.
It's just nice to be able to escape, you know, all the real world issues, good or bad, and just be able to read something that's just so far-fetched, but still somewhat grounded, still somewhat relatable, you know, to be able to, you know, have something to enjoy. Yeah.
Congratulations, Lois. That was a great scoop.
Yes, Chief, thanks to Superman.